Hi, I am Kaisha Randall and this is Campus Beat Online News, the premier place for news on and around the UWI Mona campus. In our headlines, International Students' Day will be held on Thursday, November 17th, and Humanities and Education Day will be held on November 24th. Also, Crystal Tomlinson, Vice President of Services and Special Projects, joins us with advice for the beat season. On Thursday, November 17th, the UWI Mona campus recognizes students from across the world with its annual International Students' Day. The day begins with an expo around the Ring Road showcasing various worldwide issues of poverty, HIV/AIDS, and education. At 2 p.m., students will gather to march around the Ring Road in commemoration of the international issues. The day closes with a youth forum and panel discussion on youth issues and development. On Thursday, November 24th, the faculty representative, Mr. Patrick Fenton, and his committee will host Humanities and Education Day. The showcase begins at 10 a.m. There will be booth displays from the various departments within the faculty. Entertainment begins at 2 p.m. and will feature talented students from the faculty, games, prizes, and giveaways. Joining us is Miss Crystal Tomlinson, Vice President of Services and Special Projects, with advice for beat season. Hello, Crystal.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Well, you know, as university students and yourself, you are very involved.
Yes.
So, you know, people always want to know about how to go about studying, like study tips. Do you have any study tips?
I do. It is important, first of all, that you find a safe zone, somewhere that is very quiet and well lit, so you can get that peace of mind when you're studying. And of course, don't fall too far behind in your studies. As much as you have your co-curricular activities to participate in, you're going to have to stay on top of the game. And it is suggested that you review topics that you've just been introduced to within 24 hours of that introduction.
Right, right. But you said don't fall behind, and it would mean that you have to make up a timetable or so forth.
Yes.
So for scheduling now, do you have any tips for that? Because I never get time to schedule. I'm not a scheduler.
It's difficult to do, but I think the minute you know how your timetable is set for exam, then you begin to look at what your strengths and weaknesses are in particular courses. So you know which ones are going to need 2 months of studying, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as opposed to a 1 week study period for a particular course. And amidst all of that, you're going to have to put in time to play, enjoy, relax, drink.
Good stuff.
Not necessarily alcohol, but of course, relax yourself around some friends and take a break from the studying.
Right, right. You know, UWI is the place for corned beef and rice.
Yes.
White rice, right? Well, how do you go about ensuring that you are well prepared, your body is well prepared for studying in terms of nutrition?
Well, rest is the first thing. You need to ensure that you can get as much rest as is possible, or else your body and your mind is going to, well, they're both going to shut down on you. And secondly, try and get as much high energy food in your system as you can. So granola bars are highly recommended. Bun, bread, all those things that won't necessarily fill you up, but of course it will give you the energy you need to go through a night of studying.
And will also fit into your schedule because then you're on the go. So
yes.
But security tips now. How, you know, safety begins with us.
Yes.
So how do you go about ensuring that you are safe and that you keep yourself safe?
Well, for those of us who are studying on campus and in hall, it is important that when you traverse from your hall to the library, you walk in groups, well-lit pathways, traverse the routes that are regularly used, so you know that even if you're the only person on that path, it's a strong chance that another group of students are using that walkway as well. Never leave your identification card and try to make use of the campus escort when it gets beyond a certain hour of night.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Crystal,
for
joining us. There you have it. If you would like more information on studying tips and security tips, you can pick up your compass, you know. Information will be there. Our sports anchor Val Matthias is under the weather this week, so I will be filling in for him with this week's Pelican Sports. In this year's intramural swimming competition, the Rex Nettleford Hall retained their title as champions. In hockey, Taylor Hall dominated both the male and female competitions. The finals were played on Friday, November 11, where the males defeated Chancellor Hall and the females crushed the Rex Nettleford Hall. After 4 years, Champions League football returns to the UWI Mona campus, brought back by the Games Committee Chairman, Taron Dewar. The opening ceremony held on Sunday, November 6 at the UWI Mona Bowl was attended by all teams and their fans. The kickoff was preceded by a dress parade where the teams debuted their Sagicor-sponsored uniforms. The action began right after kickoff, with Excellence defeating the Vikings 5-3 on penalties and Attica trashing ABC Cobras 5-1. On Friday, November 11, Mafia beat the Knights 3-1 and Stallion dominated over the Revolutionaries 5-1. The third set of matches was played on Sunday, November 13 and saw Veterans beating the Titans 3-1 and the Samurais defeating Butchers 4-2. That was your Pelican Sports Update. I am Kaisha Randall. Mona Spotlight is up next.
Hi, I'm Okina Petri, and this is Mona Spotlight, bringing arts and entertainment to center stage. On Friday, November 11th, the Rex Nettleford Hall staged for the second time the campus's premier fashion show, Uber Fashion Couture. The fashion show was held in aid of the SOS Children's Village. The ambience set the tone for the upscale event, which featured top designers including Yardbeat, Karamba Swimwear, Rangi, Felicity, and Base Bell and Kingston. The well-attended spectacle boasted a 32-foot runway, which select patrons and sponsors had the benefit of enjoying from the plush VIP section. In addition to the high fashion on the runway, members of the audience were notably well-dressed for the high-end event. The search for Miss UWI Mona 2012 has begun and the top 15 contestants have been selected. Have you seen the contestants yet? Check out the video at www.youtube.com/campusbeatonline and choose your favorite contestant. On Tuesday, November 15th, the Philip Sherlock Center for the Creative Arts will stage its annual dramatic arts competition, Tallow. It will see various halls and dramatic arts groups from around the campus and around Kingston attempting to take the trophy from the reigning champions, the Quilt Performing Arts Company. The competition is open to all. For more information, visit www.philipsherlockcenter.com. That was Mona Spotlight, and I am Okino Petri.
Be sure to look out for more videos, pics, and your comments on our Campus Beat online Facebook page. This has been a production of the Guild Publications Committee.